Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Overnight Action Report here at MarketStream.live. My name is Joe Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. It's Friday, March 24th. The AHCA, or the Healthcare Reform Bill, looks like they're going to be trying to push a vote before the close of business today or sometime tonight. The president also came out overnight and said that the Healthcare Reform Bill here in the States is not a necessary component to also pursue tax reform. So he's keeping all the sound bites out there so that the markets don't get shaken more than they already have at this juncture. Taking a look at the Asian markets were mixed overnight. As a matter of fact, you saw that taking a look at the Nikkei, Japan actually finished up almost 1% at 0.9%, up 177 at 19,262.50. We were off our best level. So now this was very interesting move, since the fact that we still see strength in the yen, which has continued to put, well, earlier this week was putting pressure on the market. But the yen came off of its best levels overnight, and we're still seeing yen strength. What's notable about Japan is that it finished the week up 1.3%. And really what the driver was, PMI. And this is going to be a theme that you're going to hear now through this report and the next report we do when we're taking a look at Europe. But the Purchasing Managers Indexes came out, and the preliminary March report came out at 52.6%, which was a little bit lower, almost 1% lower than February at 53.3%. What's notable here, though, and why I think the markets held up so well in Japan, was the fact that, yes, it was a little bit of a disappointment comparative to month over month, but it's still at a level where it's showing expansion. That is a bullish sign for continuation of growth. And so while it wasn't as much as what had occurred in February, that gave the market two things. One is feeling good about the prospects going forward. There's some positive prospects. Second of all, the Bank of Japan, because it was a little bit lower than February, they're not pressed to change any policies as far as rates and currency goes. So the market took it in stride. Taking a look at China, the Shanghai Composite, it finished up 0.6%, up 20 at 32.69. Again, well above its 20-day moving average. And you saw Hong Kong up 30. And that was about 0.1% at 24,358. There's a few notable things here. First of all, the Hang Seng and the Shanghai Composite. Shanghai Composite finished up 1% for the week. Hong Kong finished up 0.2%. But there's a bit of a conundrum that's going on in Japan. First, overnight, we saw the People's Bank of China, the PBOC. They did not inject any liquidity into the markets overnight. Now, in the past, if that would occur after the injections that they've been doing over the course of the last couple of weeks, they were getting quite large at the beginning of this week. That would have been negative. That would have weighed on the market, but not so much right now. Also, there were reports that the central government was potentially planning on tightening lending standards. Now, that could materially impact really most of China and especially Hong Kong. Now, we did see some reaction earlier last week when they tightened up the short-term repo lending rates, but tightening lending standards might slow a red-hot property market in China and in Hong Kong. We're going to have to keep an eye on that, but the markets did not react negatively to that. And as a matter of fact, we continued to see that there was upside, finishing the week very strong. What's also notable, too, is that the energy sector, specifically a very large state-owned oil company, CNOOC, was up 4% overnight. So energy was supporting the markets quite strongly, especially after we've seen both Brent and crude prices continue to be under pressure. All right, folks, that's it right now for the Overnight Action Report. Join me at 8:45 Eastern Time. I'm going to be talking about everything that's going on in Europe. See you then.